It's been a really busy week around the church. You know, I keep reflecting back to what it was like last March, April, May, when things were still shut down and it was super quiet. Like people weren't even out on the roads quiet. You could go to the grocery store and there were mad rushes for toilet paper, but you could go out on the roads and there was nobody around. But this week, it's been a really busy week. Not only because we are getting a new roof, so the shingles have been delivered all day and there are workers everywhere outside walking around on the ceilings and pounding on the roof. Also, the preschool this week had trike days. And so there are bicycles, tricycles, all outside in our parking lot. We had to bring some of them in because of the storms. And also there is the book fair that is happening for our preschool outside in the youth parking lots. So if you want a book, stop by in the afternoons and check out the book fair. It's just been busy. And I was thinking about how our lives have been gearing back up and getting a little bit busier and busier. And sometimes it can feel really chaotic. So what can we do when life feels so chaotic? How can we spend time with God and to be able to center ourselves and let God speak into our lives, even in the midst of the busyness? Today, I want to introduce you to a way of reading the scriptures that might be new to you, but might really help you be able to open up and let God speak to you in a new way. And it's this using our imagination. So guided imagery meditation, where we open ourselves up to being in the story, using our imaginations. So today I'm going to read to you a familiar story about Jesus calming the waters in the midst of the storm. And what I want you to do is just close your eyes for a moment. Maybe center yourself, get in a comfortable position, take a deep breath in and out. Maybe do that again. I could use another deep breath in and out. And then open yourself up to the story that I'm going to read to you. I want you to put yourself in the story, hearing, seeing, touching, smelling, maybe even tasting. What are your senses telling you as you imagine yourself in this story? Imagine yourself as the disciple. Imagine yourself as Jesus. Imagine yourself and see what God speaks to you today. This is from Mark chapter 4. On that day when evening had come, Jesus said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd behind, they took him with them in the boat, just as he was. Other boats were with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him up and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." Then the wind ceased and there was a dead calm. And he said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" When we take some time, and I encourage you to go back to the story, it's found in Mark chapter 4, starting in verse 35. When we take some time to sit with the story, to feel the waves crashing upon us, to feel the wind blowing in our face, to maybe even be able to taste the salt water that would come from crossing the sea, we begin to experience this in a new way. And so we can feel what it was like for those disciples, feel the urgency, the anxiety, the storm that is beating upon them. And maybe it brings up memories or feelings within us about the storms that we're facing, or storms that we have faced, or times where we have felt anxious or beat about in the boat. That's really hard to say. And then we reflect on Jesus. What is it that Jesus has as he's asleep in the stern of the boat on cushions? What does it feel like to be woken up by people who are full of anxiety and fear? What does it feel like for us to think about Jesus speaking into our storm? Peace, be still. Peace, be still. My friends, I hope that this is helpful for you as you are able just to find some time to try a spiritual discipline out that might feed your soul, that might have God speaking to you in new ways and open you up to new possibilities. And I pray that in the midst of your busyness, in the midst of your storm, in the midst of feeling that wind beat upon you, the rain, to feeling even beat about, that you will find those moments where God says peace in your life. Peace. Be still. And then as you let that peace rule in your heart, that you would be able to take that out into the lives of other people, to be with them in their storm, but to be at peace and to be able to speak into their lives peace as well. May God bless you, my friends, in the midst of the busyness and in the midst of the storms. Peace be with you.